Hey guys, what's up? It's Wayne here. Shout out to you guys. Patriot ready, new episode, another episode coming in. Just want to talk about a few things that I've seen that just makes me scratch my head. I wonder if the people that are watching some of these channels, are you guys really thinking cognitively, or are they just passing by and checking out a few seconds of your channel and then it becomes a view? Um, Listen, I worked in the utilities. I worked into the utilities field. I know about 5G. I know a little bit about it. I know enough to say that 5G is not going to cook you right away. Okay, the danger is not there like they say it is, or some people on their channels might portray like it is. Okay, another thing is that 5G has to be pushed and put every 1,000 to 1,500 feet for them in the signal to be strong as it needs to be to help autonomous cars and any other vehicles that might be hitting the road soon. Now, the reason why the 5G is being rolled out is because companies and corporations are allowed to embellish and advertise up to 30% false advertisement. So when I say that I'm a cable company, I can say, yes, I can give you up to a megabyte full up, down, and up speed and down speed, okay, at $69 a month. But what the hidden part is that they don't tell you is that you're on coax and that runs one way and one down the other. Okay, so upload and download, that's coax, that's cable. So that's why you find that at peak hours that your cable is running slow and you got the wheel of death and you're sitting like, why can't I upload or send this email? And you get all upset and you just get frustrated. Well, the thing is because you're on coax and that's cable. The best thing for you to do is go to fiber directly, direct fiber. That means you don't share your internet, or you guys don't share the internet that one little cable place is giving you. Okay, so somewhere around your neighborhood is like, say, like a pool of internet service. Okay, and you got you're playing your games or you're doing your emails, and then you start finding out your computer's going slow. That's because the next door neighbor is now running on their internet. Oh, and the other guy, he just came home, so he wants to check his emails. And so now that signal starts to weaken as more people jump on the system. You don't want to be on that system in cable. You want to be direct fiber. When you have a direct fiber going to your house, you have an MST system at the top of your street. You look at the pole, you'll see this little box. And a utility guy will come in and plug in something there and then run that line either underground into your house, directly right into your house. So now your kids can stream, you can check your emails, your husband's beating off to YouTube or Pornhub, and everything is good and everybody's happy, right? Okay, great. Now, let me just give you one other caveat. There's people in America today, believe it or not, that do not have all the technology that people in the inner city have. People are still running on dial up. Yes, let me say it again. Running on dial up. What does that mean? That means that they are not able to send an email and talk on the phone. Okay? So there's a lot of places out in America where they're still on dial up. Okay, so with that being said, you can start to see that this is just a corporation thing of trying to get you to buy the new phone or get onto their communication service because they are promoting 30% false advertisement because they're saying it's 5G. The only smart city, as far as I can see, in America right now that has the 5G capability and all the the technical industrial revolution that you could possibly be giving you is San Francisco. It'll tell you it'll send you Uber when you need to be at work. It'll make you a cup of coffee. It'll send you dry cleaners. It'll map out your routine and have everything that you need. If you travel by transportation, then you take an Uber, they'll say, okay, come out here at this time. They'll send an alert to your phone. They do it all for you. If you need a scooter, they'll have that scooter ready for you. Whatever means of transportation, however you want to do it, they're going to have it for you. And that is the smartest city that I've probably seen is San Francisco. Okay, so that's why the smash and grabs down in San Francisco had to cease and desist because they can't have that. If they're trying to have this new smart city, they can't have the criminals running amok. Okay, so 5G we know is prevalent in San Francisco. Okay, Let me tell you about this. If you're concerned about 5G, what you really should be concerned about, and you can email Verizon, AT&T, you can Qualcomm, who was another big one? Bell Atlantic and Spectrum. You can call all those companies and ask them and say, why is it that we have no security around our main um, towers, cell towers? I mean, our infrastructure is based on cell towers, right? So if I am, say, a paid spy by another by an adversary country, and I sneak myself into a company, and I'm able to get these codes and access to these, certain locations. It just scared the heck out of me, and I told my coworkers we really should have military people here, just in this day and age of where EMPs, communications get lost. I mean, it's a real big deal, and it's something that should keep a lot of people up at night. Not about getting cooked by the frequency, more or less like an EMP attack taking out our communications capabilities do via the cell towers. So if you know of a trail and you're in a rural area, you've probably trailed and walked by some of these cell towers, and you can see exactly how wide open it is. Okay, and on top of the cell towers, you can see all the 5G attached to it, and all the frequencies and stuff. And if you are in a rural area, you can still find out that you have dropped dropped calls and things of that nature. So the channels that are making 5G and saying that we're all going to burn up like tomorrow is just clickbaitish, and I think it's irresponsible because this 2 years ago somebody said something about 5G and all these other things and ended up decimating a town with a bomb. Okay, now if the prepper that was talking about 5G, I'm not here to hate on you, man. I'm just here to like kind of constructively put this all in order so it all makes sense, so we don't fearmonger or we don't scare people that are just starting to dabble into rabbit holes. Okay, you can get a young kid that's 15, and he hits a conspiracy channel, and the next thing you know, he doesn't come out of that hole until 6 p.m., and he's been on the internet for 8 hours watching all these YouTube conspiracies, uh and then comes out and sees, Bella, Verizon working on a telephone pole. He might do something, and that's not what we want, because it puts a lot of utility work is in danger when we start talking about these things. Yes, they're even dangerous to put up. I could have probably sued the company that I worked for just because they were making me sit in the close proximity of these 5Gs. So yes, the frequencies are there, but the power hasn't geared up, especially in the Northeast, Tennessee, West Virginia. It's not like it would be in San Francisco. So if you are in Tennessee or West Virginia or in any one of these areas, look on your light poles and see if you see the 5G, because your average span from one pole to the next is roughly around 150 to 300 feet, all depending on the area that you live in. Sometimes they could run a little shorter, like in the city they're this shorter. They're probably 75 feet, 50 feet, 75 feet, 100 feet. But you start getting out to sprawling areas, like rural areas, they start stretching out to about 350 feet, two and some change. So again, the main specifics that you need to know about 5G is they need to be ran every 1,500 feet. So if you're in Tennessee or you're in Virginia, Oklahoma, look on your light posts and see if you see any little cylinders on top of those. And if you start consistently see a whole block or neighborhood lined up, I would love to see those pictures, because I haven't seen people give me pictures. I've seen people tell me about this stuff, but I haven't seen pictures. Me, I've literally hooked up these 5G towers, a few of them, and that was not to give the city 5G. It was just actually just getting a footprint in it. You know what I mean? It's not like they can just plug in one 5G and say, oh yeah, we have 5G. It's not going to help with the connectivity because the whole system ain't up. You know what I mean? You can't just have one 5G pole and then no other ones. I mean, there's nothing for the frequency to be reflective off of and bounce back to the source of the signal through triangulation or aka line of sight. So that's just one little thing I wanted to put out there, is that we need to be careful on what we say about 5G, because we can really put people in harm's way. And I know where I was in the utility company, there's a lot of veterans that are in that field, because nobody else got the cojones to go up that far or hook up on a pole or go out in the middle of a snowstorm or a flood or any kind of disaster and start hooking up those wires. They can get fried at any given time. So those guys put their life on the line just to feed their families. They don't need somebody out here warmongering or trying to get clicks because they think 5G's coming up because they seen one just get put established on there, or they went by a cell tower and they see all the frequencies. Hello, you're doing a YouTube channel. Don't you know you're using the same frequency that you're talking crap about? So I mean, that's called an oxymoron. It's okay to talk bad about the 5G, but when we need the 5G to upload YouTube videos, it's okay then. You know what I mean? Listen, is this Patriot ready? Stay ready, folks, because I'm coming back with another one about the Doomsday. Yeah, I talked about the Doomsday Kid. He was tracking the planes all around the United States. Tracks one plane. He doesn't tell us the tail number. He says it's a bigger plane. It's not a Boeing. It's bigger than a Boeing. It's probably a C-130. Okay, I do live near military bases, so I do see them all the time. In the summer, I see them doing practice runs on the lake of Lake Winnipesaukee. Okay, it's a little intimidating, but those men and women that wear the suit and that are doing these type of things, shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome. I already said that in the last one, and I don't want to repeat too much. My next video I'm coming up about is the graveyards. What do I mean by that? The graveyards that you preppers think that you're going to, that you're going to be safe in these communities. You're walking into a graveyard. You're paying for a second tombstone. And I'll be back with another episode quick after this. Thanks for sticking around. Please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Feel free. If you don't, that's totally fine with me. I'm just trying to bring some anecdotal, information and make us think before we say something, because some of these salacious headlines is starting to make me sick and it's starting to get me mad, and I'm going to start putting people on blast about it. So, Patriot out.